Hey guys, welcome to Muscle Fitness and Health, which is how to get close to someone and make it last. This is episode 7, and the last episode, episode 6, which we talked about the 4 steps to meeting someone, find someone, step 1, make yourself known, step 2, which is like an orientation step. Discover what's needed and wanted, because you have to find out what they need and want in order for you to deliver. And if you find out that you can't deliver what they need and want, it isn't going to work. So if you missed episode 6, go back and watch that. And then the 4th step, which is do produce and or present what is needed and wanted. Now, this video, we're going to talk about how to find out what is needed and wanted. Like, how do you actually find that out? And so it's kind of hard to do sometimes just by asking questions, like, hey, you like going to movies? Do you like going skating? You like picnics? It can be like you're drilling them or interrogating them. And this is an easier way to do it because it's more like a game. And people love board games. They like games, video games. So this is more like a game. It's very light. And you can have dinner, have her come over for dinner or you go over to her house for dinner. And what you're going to need to do this, you're going to need 2 decks of index cards. Now, this game was created by a friend of mine named Corey Trammell. He created this, and this is incredible. It's a lot of fun. And what you do is you write on these index cards, like you take a deck and you give her a deck. And you sit and you write out what is it that you want to know about this person. And she writes out what she wants to know about you. So I just wrote out some questions that might help you in formulating some questions. This is what I would want to know if I was going to go on a date with a girl, or if I felt there was some kind of potential there. So here, what are your goals and purposes? Like, what is it that you want to achieve in life? What's your purpose? So that's important because she says, I don't know what I want to do. I just want to, go out and party and get high. Like, well, we know it's over right then and there, because, I'm not interested in a girl that's going out partying and drinking and wanting to get high. That's crazy. I don't want any part of that. So you want to ask questions that you'll find out if this person is qualified, if it's even going to work. And this is going to save so much time, money, and disappointment. Because if you marry someone and find out later they're living a lifestyle that is opposed to you, it's going to be turmoil, arguments, and just you don't want any part of that. So this will eliminate that. The rules of the game is this. You both sit down, you write out what you want to know, but you have to be honest with each other. That's the number 1 rule. And if you don't want to answer a question, you don't have to answer it. It's not like you're forcing them to answer the question. And then you have to answer the question after she's answered it. Like in this one, what are your goals and purposes? And if she says, what I really want to do is, I want to write books and then go on a speaking tour and help people and motivate people. That's what her goals and purposes are, to be an author, to help people. So, and then she asks you, what are your goals and purposes? Then you get to answer the same question. So that's how this game works. you basically, after you write out everything, then you take the deck. She has a deck, you have a deck, and then you mix them all up. You shuffle them like you would cards, and you mix them all up together. Boom, 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 right? And then you put them on the table and you just pull a card. Like maybe the first one is, what are your goals and purposes? And she says, and wait, and then there's one other thing, like who's gonna go first? Well, to decide that, you can flip a coin, heads or tails, or you can have a dice. The person that rolls the highest number is the one that goes first. Okay, so that's basically the rules. And I say the rules, no one is forced into answering questions, because then that turns into something else. So, if she doesn't want to answer it, or there's a question you don't want to answer, it's not like a forced thing where you don't have to answer. But if you answer the question, then it's her turn to answer the question after you answer. So what are your goals and purposes? That's one of them. The next, religious beliefs. That's another one. Like you pull out the question, what are your religious beliefs? Are you a staunch Christian? Are you, Catholic, Mormon, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Jewish? That needs to be taken up, because that will play a definite role in your relationship. And if she's Muslim, she may want you to become that, or, you may want her to become something. So, is it really, really important to look at the religious beliefs, because that can play a definite role. And like if you have children, what are they going to do? If you're not into, the Bible, and you're, an atheist, and she's a staunch Christian, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. She wants you to go to church and you don't want to go because you don't believe, and she's going to be frustrated with you. It doesn't matter how much you like each other. If the religious thing gets in the way, it's headed for catastrophe. So you got to find out early, what are the person's religious beliefs. That's really crucial, because she's going to be saying, it's church on Sunday, we got to go. And you're going to go, oh my God, I don't want to go. It's going to tear it apart. No matter how much you like each other, it's going to get in the way. So find out about the religious beliefs. Okay, that's a card. Another card, plans for the future. What are your plans? You want to travel, you want to go around the world together. What are you planning? Like, what are the plans? What are her plans for the future? And then she says, hey, what I want to do, I want to go back to school, I want to get my teaching credential, then I want to teach. And then, like, what are my plans for the future? I want to do fitness, I want to help people with consulting, I want to do a lot of stuff with nutrition, fitness, that kind of stuff. And she may say, God, I don't know if I want a guy that's really into the gym a lot. That's another thing, like, the gym is a big part of my life. So I gotta have a girl that's also in the gym. And she says, oh, I don't want to go. That's gonna be the end of the relationship right then and there. So plans for the future is a card. Another card, are you involved in personal enhancement activities and plans? Like personal enhancement, that can be studying to improve yourself, taking courses, spiritual enlightenment, working out at the gym. That's personal enhancement activities. Nutrition, finding out more about nutrition, because that's going to enhance yourself, learning more about vitamins, taking care of your body better, doing something with Pilates, yoga. That's all personal enhancement. So, like, what is this person doing with their personal enhancement. If they say, God, I'm not doing anything, if they say, okay, well, are you interested in doing something? Are you willing? Because, I'm really into the gym, and are you open to coming to the gym? And she says, nah, that's not my thing. I'm not in the gyms. That's the end. There's no need to go any further because it's not going to work. It doesn't matter how much you like this person. If you're in the gym and you're a gym rat and you really want to work out and get yourself really in shape, and she has absolutely no interest in doing that, it's not going to work. All right, and the next card, physical health. Like, what kind of physical health is she in? Like, is she in really, good shape? She have some body things going on, so you want to find that out. So she pulls the card. What's her physical health? She says, oh, I have headaches all the time. Sometimes I got to lay down because, I have these headaches so bad, and like, what are you doing to resolve it? So you need to know all this stuff. Because once you go in, you're in. And maybe you didn't know she had these headaches because she's not telling you. But you want to know because when you get involved with someone, whatever is going on with them is now going on with you. Whatever her problems are now your problems. Very important. And a lot of guys don't take into account when they get involved with women that have children. Now those children become their problem. Because now she's going to say, can you take Billy to school? Can you drop him off? Can you help Allison with her homework? You didn't need to do that before, but now that you're with her, you're inheriting this situation. So you got to know going in, do I want to take this on? Do I want to take on all this responsibility to be with a woman with 2 or 3 children? Because that's a lot of freight. That's a lot to take on. And before, you didn't have any of that. Now you're taking, children to school, taking them to soccer, helping them with homework. And it's nothing wrong with that if that's your thing. If you really want to do it, that's fantastic. But you got to know going in, you got to know what the pitfalls are. You don't just want to go into something blindly. So like I said, what is her physical health? And then what is yours? Like you tell her, hey, I pulled a muscle in the gym once, but I'm in good shape now, and I don't have anything going on with me. So, that's one. Do you smoke, drink alcohol, or are you involved with drugs? That's a simple one. If she says she's not doing any of this, it's over. But are you willing to stop? See, if she says, yeah, I want to stop smoking, I don't want to do any more drugs, and now we can work together. But if she wants to continue doing this, it's over. There's nowhere else to go with this. See, you just saved a lot of time. This game is going to save you so much. And I want everybody to be able to implement this when you meet someone, and even in your current relationship. If you're with someone now, you should do this, because you can say, hey, we shouldn't even be together. We should just end this thing and be friends, because down the road, it's going to be a powder keg. You've already lit the fuse, and it's just a matter of time before it hits the dynamite. It's on its way to the dynamite right now. So you can do this. Get out of it. Say, look, we shouldn't be together. Hasta la vista. It's over. We must be friends. You'll know early. But you got to do this, So involved with smoking, drinking, drugs, marijuana. That's that one. Okay, another card important. Mental state. Have you ever seen a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or taking any psychiatric drugs? You know, is she doing any of this, or is he doing any of this? I don't want to be with a woman that's on psychiatric drugs. I'm afraid she could go nuts, or, you know, I don't want any part of that. I don't want anything to do with that. So we're gonna part ways if I find out she's on Zoloft or Prozac or any of those things, because I want a woman that's all natural, you know, like just clean and natural in the gym, eating healthy and being herself. I don't want any of this other stuff. Anyway, that's that one. Prior criminal history. Important. You know, has she been arrested? Has she done any time? You want to know that. And if a woman should know about a guy, has he done any time? Has he been arrested? What is the person's prior criminal history? You know, was she shoplifting? Was she in a robbery? I really don't want any part of that, you know? I'm really old-fashioned. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like women that are just like Amish women. Mennonite, women that are Mennonites, Amish, Mormon. Women that are just... Anyway, we're going to get on to that. That's another story. So no prior criminal history. You don't want any part of that. Next, you pull the card likes and dislikes. What are her likes? What are her dislikes? You know, is it the same as you? She says, God, I don't like bodybuilding. I don't like going to the gym. Well, see, you got to know this stuff. All right? Hobbies and interests. Like, what are her hobbies and interests? Really important, because you guys are going to really mess up with this. You know, like, she says, hey, I'm really into Marvel and DC, and I like to do cosplay, and I think that's great. You know, she wants to dress up like Wonder Woman, you know, and go to Comic-Con. Yeah, let's do that, you know, because I'm into that. I'm into Marvel, DC, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash. I'm into all of that. So she says, yeah, let's do it. That's fantastic. I love women that are into comics and drawing and creativity, and that's fantastic, you know? So that's a good one. Next, sexual history. We pull out the card. Does she have any past or current sexual transmitted diseases? You want to know about that early, you know? Has she had syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS, whatever? You know, you want to know. Has she been involved in any homosexual experiences? How many sexual partners has she had? You know, you want to kind of get an idea about this, because that's important. You know, for me, that would be an important thing. So I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, that would be important. Sexual history. And then you got to answer the question too. It isn't just her, but then it comes back to you and you get a chance to answer. So sexual history is important. What is your relationship like with your parents? Because that's important. You know, maybe she was abused. She was sexually molested by a family member, an uncle, or brother, or whatever. So you want to know this so you know what you're dealing with when something happens. You know, she can say, yeah, I never had a good relationship with my dad. I hated my mother. I never could talk to my family. You want to know what the relationship was like. It's important. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is, you dealing with dynamite and TNT. You want to know this stuff early. You don't want to get into the relationship and then you find out she was molested, that her uncle came into the room and, when she was 10 years old You want to know all that up front so you know what you're dealing with early, not 2 years, 3 years into the relationship, you find out, or after you marry her, you find out that her uncles molested her and she's having all these mental issues and things, and you never knew what was going on. You want to know early. You want to know early. All right. Another thing, how do you feel? First, do you have any children, and do you want children? Okay, that's another thing. She may not want any children, and you do. It's gonna be a catastrophe because she doesn't want any, and you do. If she says, "I don't want any kids," and you say, "I want a son. I need you to give me a son." And she says, "I don't want to." It's gonna be a catastrophe. Don't do it. End it. It's over. Find a woman who wants to have a family. Find out early. Early. All right? The next thing, how does she feel about children? And then if she already has children already, what's the relationship with her and her current children? And it's the father, if the previous father, is he involved? Are they the children, are they by the same father or the different fathers? That's going to be a mess. You don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of that. You meet a woman with two children and they're different fathers and they both have visitation rights, and you got two guys coming over to the house. I don't want any part of that. That's a nightmare. For me, maybe for another guy, it's not an issue. Two different fathers, fine. I don't want any part of that. Okay, now, I want my own kids by the woman. I don't want her to have any previous children. Like I said, I'm very conservative. I don't want to upset the apple cart by doing something that's going to cause trouble in the future. All right, so that's a card. Another card, I'm just giving you guys some examples, and I will help you if you say, "Barry, can you help us? We want to do this game. Can you help us formulate some questions?" I'll help you. Just get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to help you, put this together, help you with some coaching, some consulting. Another one is, what is your financial situation? That's another important thing. You want to know, what are they dealing with? Are they, are they on dire straits? Are they, you want to know, what's their credit score? You want to know. And that doesn't mean they're a bad person. They have a low credit score or they're going through some financial dips, because everyone can have a situation where, they're going down and they're coming back up again. But as long as they're working on and, coming back up, then, everything is good. But you want to know, because that way you and that person can work things out together as a team. That's what this is. This is a team effort. This isn't a one-person show. Okay, so, and then, what is their job, his work or job history? Are they, this is just a couple of examples. Are they into partying or are they a homebody, And we talked about this before. I'm not interested in women that are partying, so I want to know, are you into, it's okay to go out, let's go to a movie, let's go to the theater, let's go see the ballet, let's go see the symphony. That's great. That's fantastic. But not going to a club and drinking and, no, none of that. None of that. No alcohol whatsoever, no drugs, no marijuana, none of that. But we can have a good time without any of that. That's what people got to realize. You don't need to drink or do drugs to have a good time. We can put a smoothie together with mango juice, banana, cherries, put some kale in there, and we can have a great time drinking that. It's healthy, it's nurturing, and it helps the body wants that. The body does not want alcohol. That's another story. I don't want to get off on that tangent. But, we can have we can get high on ourselves. We don't need any outside stimulants like alcohol, drugs, marijuana to feel good. And if I get a woman like that, it's over. There's no need to go any further. All right, guys. So anyway, that gives you an example of how you can play this game. You just need 2 decks of index cards, which you can get from a stationery store, and you write down what is it that you want to know. This is the 3rd step. Find out what's needed and wanted, because you're going to find out what's going on with this person. This is what they need. They need this kind of person. They're going to find out what kind of person you are, what you need and want. All right, guys. So this has been episode 7. What I'd like you to do, if you could please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Again, this is a very important step. Like I said, you find someone, make yourself known. This is the helping with the discovering what's needed and wanted. And then after that, you can decide, hey, is this person going to be right for me? Or if they're not? Because you're going to know after this game, after you play this game, you're going to know if this person is right. And if they are, you can discover what's needed and wanted. Do produce and present what they need and want, and likewise from them. So anyway, guys, I hope this has helped you. That's all I got for you. And remember, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Keep chasing your greatness and never stop believing in yourselves. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next episode. Enjoy the rest of the day.